Good day. Welcome to the Solid Experts Technical Tip. This is a monthly series of short technical videos on SolidWorks and related products. I am John Nolan, your technical representative for Solid Experts in New England, and today I'm going to show a tip relative to the SolidWorks Composer product. SolidWorks Composer has a number of options for displaying 3D documents and creating powerful presentations, animations, and that sort of thing. And as your work is progressing, you can archive those and distribute them to managers, customers, whoever, people other than yourself that you would like to view them. Now, one of the primary ways of doing that is under the Publish option, so File, Publish, HTML, which a lot of people choose to do, so that even if somebody doesn't have a Composer Player product or a SolidWorks Composer itself, they can view the files in a simple web browser. However, with the recent changes in Internet Explorer and the different security settings, it can be quite difficult to get that to play correctly. The other option is PDF. It does create a nice PDF document, but you lose some capability there when you do that. Not all of the controls you would get in a web browser or Composer Player will work. So one of the things I'll show here is this is what a Composer Player looks like. Now, you can't edit the scenes and so forth, but whoever you send it to can view the file, look at the animations, run the different views, and so forth. And when you install SolidWorks Composer, you generally get to install the Composer Player as well. But one of the other options that's even better, and it's not in the same Publish menu, it's hidden under File, Save As, is a package. Now, most people would think of package in terms of SolidWorks like a pack and go, putting all together all your files, some reference folders, all in a nice little zip package. But in this case, the package does a little bit more. It's more like an eDrawings self-viewing option. It makes an actual exe file. Now, this is a little bit larger than can be reasonably emailed, but nowadays with Dropbox and other things, it's a very nice way to get a file to somebody who doesn't have Composer or have Composer Player, and it's self-running. It doesn't need to install anything. It just runs all by itself because the viewer is self-enclosed. So it's, again, under the File Save As, and I've already done a few here. Some of the options that are important here is you can set security for like passwords and so forth. You can sign the file. Well, the other options I want to point out is this Smg Output. This is the geometry, and so when it packs the viewer and everything else, it packs up your project. This is the level of detail, and it's an inverse relation. So if you pick high, it's a high level of compression, which unfortunately makes a very poor image quality file. And the small change in percentage on the file size, quite honestly, isn't worth that high compression. You should always just leave it at medium if you can, or if you're sending it to a customer or somebody that you really want to impress, somebody outside of your firm, you might choose the low compression, high quality image. On a percentage basis, a very small change in file size. Most of the file size is dominated by the fact of the self-contained viewer. The package output, you can designate the 64-bit self-viewing player. And the other key point that I like about this one is this rights management. Is notice the expiration. I did in fact do one with this checked on. You can make it relative from a particular date, more likely today, but more specifically you can set an end date. Alright. So let's take a look at the results of that. If I go back to that directory, here we've got the published results, and when you click on one, it automatically launches the player. Now notice it didn't ask to install or anything else, it just works. and you can click on your views, and you have all the controls that you have in the installed version of the Composer Player. A very, very nice effect. You can step through the views by clicking on them, or you can step through them at the control bar at the top. The other nice thing about that one is, again, let's see what happens when we do the expire. Notice it pops up and denies you access to the file. A very nice security feature above and beyond just a password protection. Again, this has been a quick technical tip just to highlight the package option and what it actually does for you. I think it's a nice way of making an archive or a self-viewing file that you can give to a manager or somebody else that you're working with, perhaps a customer, even a user in another division who may not have the same applications you have installed. So long as they have Windows, this will work. It's a self-running exe. It doesn't need to install. It just pops up and runs. Thank you for your interest. This has been your SolidExperts technical tip. Thanks you for your attention. You can see more at solidexperts.com. Good day.